you're talking about.
They will.
They will. What are you?
It's different hair, bro. It's not Nordic
wait
Asian.
a second.
It's not Nordic Asian.
We're some group. Well, there is. I mean, Asian.
You didn't know? You don't know that the Asians have the different hair? I mean, everybody's got
I did not
hair.
know.
Yeah, so there's some guys, like even my cousins, they got the hair, it just like, you can't even tamp it down, dude.
Oh.
Like so many follicles, you know?
Like, so it's like super dense, pelty.
Yeah, it's just long. It's like a freaking, I don't know, it's like a mushroom or something like that, you know? But and then
Gravity does not care.
You can like,
there's no effect.
Get you just cut it like a flat top. Don't even put anything in it, and then just you could set a saucer with a teacup on there and just have your chamomile before you go to bed. And
Now,
not even get wet.
which type of Asian is that? Did you call that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's a type or not.
Is there really a Nordic Asian that's real? Or
that's just me. I'm Nordic Asian because my dad is a Viking.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you thought it.
I'm like, man, I've never heard that term in my life.
Well, the Vikings, they took their boat down to the middle of the Philippines and they branched out and they made a community in one tunnel. It actually was a tunnel that connected 8,000 islands, and there's only one Nordic Asian on every island.
Wow.
Pods.
Wow.
Yeah. No. So my mom has the same hair too, though. Hers is really thin, and there's not a lot of follicles. And but then my dad has the same hair. Like it's like they met on a hair chat room or something like that back in 1979. They're like, "What can I do with my hair?" And the title was just nothing. You know.
Come on, man. And that was the one thing they had in common that created you. You lucky son of a gun.
And here I am, but look, and talking about going with Mahomes' hair.
Yeah.
Just you say no? He's like, do not do it. Chris
listen,
like, do it.
Listen,
this
man,
is the man with the Macklemore, you know?
No, I say go for it.
You do?
Yes.
Why are you shaking your head no then?
Because I just keep thinking that maybe your parents were the ones that invented the juice and berries.
Oh, true. Ooh. Yeah, that's true. Like, if they would have known about juices and berries, then they probably would have been in a different chat room. You know, they may have met people with normal hair. Well, no, it would have been a juice and berries chat room. It would have been a bunch of people with fake hair.
I think they started it.
Where did I get juices and berries from? Have you heard that before in a comedy routine? Is that like Eddie Murphy Delirious or something like that? Or
brother, that is the most incredible movie of our time.
Oh. Is it Coming to America?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes. That's when he goes to get his haircut.
Dude,
he gets his famous haircut and he says, you know, just make it nice and neat. That'll be $10.
I say that all the time to people. I make the juices and berries joke about the hair, and nobody ever laughs, dude. Like, nobody recognizes that it comes from somewhere. They think even Neil thought that I just made up juices and berries in this hair.
I've seen the movie.
I could say a lot.
I just don't have it memorized.
That one stuck out to me so hard. I don't know why, you know, because it was him, and was he talking about his hair?
So they were talking about his hair. They said, man, what you got here? Some kind of ultra perm? They couldn't believe that his hair, you know, was the way it was without some chemical intervention, which was very popular at that time, were jerry curls and perms. So they assumed that that's what he had. And he said, no, it's just juices and berries. That's all I use.
And then it's also funny because it like rhymes with Jerry curl, you know, juices and berries, Jerry curl. And Jerry curl's like a huge joke in that movie because of the wet, the greasy spot that it left.
It came out at the perfect time.
Oh man.
Listen, I learned everything about love that I ever needed to know from that one movie.
Thank you, Arsenio.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, well, so we're here.
here.
You know, we like to start out, you know, getting warmed up. We like the lights to warm us up. We like our personalities to warm each other up, and conversations about, you know, the things that are very close to the heart, because that's what we're going to do here today. You're getting close to the homeboy heart, because you're here on what show?
Hanging.
With the homeboys.
That's right.
And the date today, is this August 14th, 2024?
Tis 8/14/24. It's all even numbers, and we love that.
Oh, yeah. When it's round, that's when I get down. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Always has been that way. And, you know, we like to get down with our different segments. You know, every time you meet with us, we're going to go through our home field advantage, where we talk about different aspects of the real estate process for buyers and sellers. And also agents. And we're going to talk to you about a little bit of homeology or homology and share some industry stats with you. Get to our full house segment, shout out to Danny Tanner, and talk about some design trends, the way that they used to be and what they are now, and maybe how that's important to investors, because that's the two type of guys that we are in here. And a little bit of house party with some funny stuff. I didn't even write anything down, so hopefully you can come up with something today.
Well, I got in a wreck yesterday, so we could,
So
talk
funny.
about what that means.
Never laugh at someone's downfall, because you would immediately have that yourself.
Yes.
That's been my experience. Like when somebody falls on the ice. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we come back to the home stretch or the home plate when Neil tells us how we hit a home run and bring something back that's we might have missed expounding on during our conversation. Expounding is a real word, right?
That's real. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm expounding right now.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Good.
So, you know what? Let's expound on the home field advantage. Let's talk about some new news or some insights. What I've, I think what we'll talk about first is buyer and seller stuff. And I wanted to just start out with a question for you. And that is, what outstanding maintenance do you have at your home? Just as an owner. You're not an agent, and you're wearing your owner hat right now.
Okay.
Is there something that you need to do that you've been telling yourself to spend money on? Something that you're just like, I want to. And keep in mind, we're realtors. Home is our business. You guys have heard the phrase, the cobbler's children have no shoes. Right. If you don't know what a cobbler is, then that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would pie have shoes? Right. You know what I mean? A cobbler is somebody who made shoes back in the day. And what that adage means, I think that's an adage, that means that the guy's business, the person's business, they take care of themselves and their children, their own stuff, the least.
Yes.
In comparison to their clients even. So that would be us. We're home guys,
That's right. Yeah. We can do all these improvements and maintenance and stuff, and it is not going to give us $1, but it could save us one, because we know that an ounce of prevention is worth a whole pound of cure. So what I honestly have been putting off for a little while, we've been in our house going on 8 years this year. Crazy.
Congratulations.
Well,
round.
Thank you.
That number's round.
And thank you for helping us buy it.
Oh, you're welcome. That was fun.
It was. But since we've gotten that house, we have noticed on the south side of the house, which is the south-facing side of the house, is going to be the side that gets the most what?
The sun.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that the paint is fading on that side of the house pretty good. Just there's really a pocket of area where it just gets beaten by the sun.
No shade.
Almost the entire day long, and it's looking a little rough on that side. We've got a deck out there, and I don't like my house looking ashy like this. And
Lotion that thing up, dude.
It's gonna need a little bit more than that. But
Vaseline it.
What I can say is, while we like the color of our house, this is an opportunity for us, because let's understand it. Paint is the epidermis of your home. Okay, there are some people that think that paint is just a way to express yourself artistically. But while it can do that, first thing it's doing is protecting the soft woods that are prone to water and sun and rotting. This paint is going to protect all of that, so you don't have to worry about things going on the inside of the house that you can't see. And so I need a second skin. That's just what it comes down to. I'm ready to do it, but I'm also looking forward to the opportunity to go to a whole new motif artistically with the house, and we've got it in our brain. It's really time to do it. But I'm making excuses that there are other things that I want to do first in preparation for the paint job.
Pretty easy, to do that. Do you have a list? I mean, a prioritized list of the things that you're going to do at your place? Do you have a list at all on paper? Or just up here. Oh yeah, that's just like paper, you know. Yeah,
maybe better.
Your brain is like paper. Your house is like Ashy Larry. You know, like it's got the skin. You know, what's Ashy Larry like? He didn't care about lotion. He probably didn't care about paint either, because the only time we ever saw him was in the basement shooting dice on the Chappelle Show.
Boom.
You know Ashy Larry, right?
Of course.
All right.
100%.
That analogy that
R.I.P.
you just gave about the skin. I mean, that's it is. You know, the difference is that with your paint, you don't want it to be porous. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything that you're trying to do is make sure that house doesn't soak up any water at all. You know, if there's a crack in that skin, a crack in that paint, you're wanting to caulk that. And that's the problem that I have right now. This is my segue to my house. You know, when we bought ours, we there were 9 offers on a house. Like I told you before, when I walked up to it, there was another realtor coming out, and he was telling me all the problems with the house, and one of them was siding. Siding is very expensive. I knew it when we bought it, but I didn't care because we really wanted this house with this profile. But we immediately got a quote from somebody for siding for the whole house, and it was like a composite siding, $56,000.
Whoa! I mean, obviously, this is like the final solution here. This stuff they telling you it's lifetime product. It can't do this, can't do that.
Yeah, seamless siding. It would have been.
Sheesh.
That was the winter price too. I think if I recall, 56,000 was the low.
That was
maybe,
the deal.
Maybe 80 was the whole. But the thing is, the whole thing doesn't need sided. It needs, the back side of the house needs sided. Maybe, the side of it, it's got some places where the siding has kind of pulled apart a little bit. I mean, that can be caulked and painted.
Are we talking wood lap siding, or we got some T111 going on, or is it a mixture of both?
I believe it's wood lap siding, but
Okay.
I don't. To be honest, dude, I don't even know what T111 is. What is that? Is that made of Freon? Is that the T25 that we were just talking about?
Oh, you're thinking of T1000, which is
yeah.
made of polyaluminum, blah blah blah. T111 siding is the most popular siding choice on new construction homes, probably for the past 30 years, and it's the stuff that looks like it's a bunch of vertical slats. And they've got those little, grout lines, if you will, but they're really 4x8 sheets.
Right.
And it is, instead of it being a normal wood product, it's a composite of stuff, kind of like plywood is, in the sense that it's a bunch of materials pushed and glued together
Got
to
some
make
cement mixed in there a little bit, some wood fiber.
Don't get me lying about that, but it's you know what it is.
I just call it sheet siding.
Yeah.
Sheets of siding. I'm gonna test my contractor next time and say, hey man, we need 11 sheets of T111. See what happens.
He would no, dude. The dude no. Now, my house has a combination of both.
Okay.
So on the front of the house and the back of the house, it's the wood lap siding. But then on the side that's getting beaten down, that's showing the most wear,
Yeah.
is the T111. So there's a reason why that stuff is a little bit less expensive. Don't think it wears quite as nicely. I mean, it's got to be, because we've got 100-year-old houses that have wood lap siding that is doing all right. The houses that stayed painted,
Yeah.
that wood siding is just fine.
Basically, keep your house painted. Once you start seeing those, a lot of us, like, if we were the cobbler, we need our children's bottom of their shoes to fall off or something like that. But if you think about it, the whole time that kid's toes are getting wet. Their socks are getting wet. It's actually making your laundry harder. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you're wearing socks out. You're having to buy more socks because it's rougher on your socks when there's no shoe.
we shouldn't wait till a piece of siding is falling off, because in the meantime, there's bugs getting up under there. There's water that's getting inside, that's getting on the wood. I know that I have that right now because on the bottom edge of mine, I know it's kind of shaky. So if anything, we may just put a Band-Aid on it for right now, because we would like to do like another siding solution, but I don't. We're not going to pay for $80,000 or $50,000 or anything like that right now. In reality, in the end, we'll probably do like some kind of $5,000 siding job that just keeps the siding exactly the way that it is.
There we go.
And paint the house just like
Yes.
you guys are going to paint the house. Now, I just tell me you're not going to paint it yourself. You got a 2-story, dude, or 1.5 story.
Well, you got to understand that my wife, Monica, you've seen the inside of our house. We've got this huge vaulted ceiling in the living area. And this crazy person with my son inside of her stomach, or inside of her belly, she was on top. She had rafters made up, and then a 15-foot ladder on top of the rafters, climbing, painting the inside of our house. And no, we're not. I can't even believe I allowed that to happen. But I love saving money so much that I just, it'll be fine. But seriously, every day I came home while she was on leave.
Yeah.
I was kind of visioning she'd be laid out in the middle of the floor dead.
I mean,
because she didn't fell off the thing.
Dude, I have it's my tip as a realtor to people that have stuff like this, like if you need to paint your house, you need to do your roof, that kind of stuff. If you're not a pro, like you don't do it for a living, then maybe don't do it yourself, that because I have a personal story. I share it with all my clients. I have an uncle who he had just retired, so there was some kind of lapse in his insurance, and he removed his own roof. I was on that roof. I had actually just had knee surgery. I had a knee brace on. Ooh. I remember sitting on the top of the roof, pulling shingles off.
Yeah.
This roof came down like a slippery slide, and that's what happened. Dude fell off the roof.
You witnessed this?
No, I wasn't there.
The
day after I was there, he fell off the roof, broke his back, and then they went medically bankrupt. I'm not going to release identity of my family or anything like that. No. But they had just retired, and they've climbed.
Don't do that.
They have climbed out of that. They are back. But it is a story that here's the thing: don't put yourself in situations to fix your house if it could kill you. Financially, physically, don't do it. It's just not worth it, guys. What was he trying to save? $3,000?
Well, let me ask you this. I thought when you end up in that situation, you have to make a homeowner's claim against your own insurance. I wonder why he was exempt. Maybe that only takes care of like other people or strangers who don't live there that happen to hurt themselves. But this is exactly why insurance, when you deal with a company, having insurance is so important, because otherwise they could make a mistake on your property, hurt themselves, and then sue your homeowner's insurance as the only recourse to actually getting paid. So yeah, it's important.
So just for the agent part of Home Field Advantage, as the agent, go ahead and speak to yourself and tell yourself about painting your house right now, that one side of your house. Just give yourself a little bit of advice right now. I'm going to talk to myself about siding.
Okay, so Chris, here's the deal about the paint situation, brother. Okay, number one, every house is supposed to have paint. It's supposed to be painted. So we're not talking about adding something to the house that other houses don't have. Okay, and when it comes from an appraisal standpoint, there's really nothing quantitative on the appraisal report that is going to give you money for painting your house in a way that we can see. But we also know that the appraisers are human beings. And with the state of your house, especially on the south side of it, showing that sign of a delayed maintenance, if you will, it's going to do two things to a prospective buyer. Number one, they're going to think that the house isn't as sexy as it could be if it did have a paint that didn't need to be redone. And number two, it's going to make them question what other sorts of maintenance have you been delayed on. If something is obvious as a paint job on the house is not being done, what about the things that I can't see? And so while the money that you're going to spend, I can't guarantee you that you're going to get every cent of it back. I also have seen the difference between houses that are showing signs of obvious age on some of their bigger components versus the houses that look like it truly is move-in ready and ready to rock and roll. And while I can't give you a specific dollar amount that is going to help you, I can tell you that your house will sell faster. The competition on it will be greater. And in the end, you could get your money back and then some, especially if we go with some colors that happen to be trendy or what all the kids are wanting to do these days. What do you think about that?
Well, Chris, don't respond to yourself. Good job, dude. Cut. Yeah.
Well, I practice a lot because you told me a week ago we'd be doing this segment.
Sure.
Over and over, I was in the mirror looking myself in the eye, and Michael Jackson was very happy with it.
Well, and talking to yourself as a client, like, what a challenge, dude. You know what I mean? Like, talking to me as a client. Let's say, I should have practiced more. I mean, I'm going to give it a shot here,
Okay. Yeah, show me something, baby.
Luke. Hey man, thanks for having me over here. Like, this is really nice. We're kind of chilling by the pool. I appreciate that. Dude, you have some really nice hair, man. Like, is that juices and berries in there? Like, what's the deal, man? All right. Hey, look, I know we're not talking about your house right now. Like, we're just hanging out, but I know that you guys are kind of outgrowing this place a little bit. So it's possible that you're going to be selling it. And I want to tell you this now because you might as well do it now. Like, you don't want to, like, even if you're not selling for 7 years, like what I'm seeing back here with the siding, how it's like swelling away from the house, that's just going to get worse. And if it's doing it here, it's probably doing it in other places. And when that's happening, like, you see how you've got that split between the siding boards, there's like bugs going in there. At the very least, you need to caulk this right now to kind of put a Band-Aid on it, but it'd be better if you just replace this piece of siding right here. There's another one right over there. Like sometimes see how that corner is just like that? They can just kind of cut that out, you know, or cut out a piece of a sheet. And we can make this a lot cheaper because like I said, this is happening here. It's probably like on the precipice of happening again on another sheet and another sheet and another sheet. And these sheets, man, these are like, it's like $800. Like when you buy it, remove it, install it, and paint it. So I would say spend the money right now because otherwise, like when we go to sell, this is going to hurt you pretty hard, man. This could be like, you know, if this is $2,000 worth of siding right now, this could be like $5,000 or $10,000. And if you can't afford to do it, it could be the difference between selling your house and not selling it, Luke. So, you know, spend a little less time on your hair and spend it right there. Okay. All right.
Wow.
What do you think?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hard hitting, straight to the point, keeping it honest. And here's the cool thing about it is whether or not you're going to be the one that sells Luke's house when it is time or somebody
I don't know if
else.
I'm going to hire me.
Right. Your words are going to be in the back of Luke's mind when it's time forever. You have put an earworm into that person that they cannot escape. And one of my favorite quotes and words of wisdom to live by is that you can't unknow what you now know to be true. And it could be the case that Luke had no clue about the stuff that was being pointed out.
That's true.
But he can't be ignorant about it anymore without lying to himself. It takes a lot of work. I know some of us do it, but you know, it's a lot of hard work to do it. And
it's hard to believe that there are blinders like that exist. There's many reasons why a person wouldn't be looking at their siding or looking at their paint. And a lot of it is just that they're walking around next to it every day. It looks the same as it did yesterday, It might not look like it did 6 years ago, but it doesn't look any different. And they're not paying attention to that because everybody's got a lot of stuff going on in their lives. And that's what we're doing as realtors is helping people know that about their biggest investment.
That's right.
All right. Investment. That's money stuff, right?
You dang right.
You know what else is money stuff?
Tell me about it.
So something we're going to talk about in Homeyology today.
That's right.
We're just going to talk briefly about the interest rates. You know, how happy are you that the interest rates did not shoot back up to 7% after they dropped about 0.6 of a point or a percentage point over the past 10 days, 14 days? What do you think about that?
Well, I'm happy, I guess. I'm not surprised.
Okay.
You know, a lot of the reports that these economic people are looking at, they're public, they're making big news, and based on everything that I'm seeing, the consumer price index, okay, which is a key metric that measures inflation, had the shortest increase or the shortest percentage that it was, or smallest percentage in over 3 years. In July.
Was that like yesterday or something that came out or something?
I think so.
I heard a similar number. Yeah.
Yeah. In the last, so
that's a big time measure of inflation.
Absolutely. And we know since the pandemic, everything's just been up. So signs like that make it seem like, interest should be going down because the economy is not quite as strong as it was. And there's not as much money being spent back when interest rates were low and, you know, there was money being printed for free during the pandemic.
I'm feeling like you think there's like a second verse and a third verse and a fourth verse. Like these rates are going to be coming down more and more. We're not excited yet about the song. You know what I mean?
That's right. We knew that it should be written. We're happy that it's starting to take some shape, but the job ain't done. We need to get a little bit lower. And it's going to take some time. And I'm actually happy that the federal government is coming to its senses and playing it a lot more conservatively when it comes to this, because when things got bad and everything went down to nothing, you could say that was the problem. That was part of the issue. It was just everything was too accessible for anybody, and it was so easy to drive the prices of goods up during that time when there was so much money that unfortunately this is the ugly backside of it. So for every month that you go and think, man, things are so expensive and I'm not getting paid that much money, this is a direct consequence of what happened when the environment was completely the other way around. And we've got to understand that. And hopefully we will inch our way towards a new normal or a median in between the lows of the pandemic and the highs that we've been seeing now. I just want to get somewhere in the middle there. That's fine with me. I don't need interest rates to be zero to do my job. as a real estate agent.
Maybe interest rates are just it's like the indicator. It's the beginning of even some corporate movement in prices. Or maybe, now the excuse of interest rates going up is no longer there. So now the justification for prices going back down, like less price gouging, that's something that we know that we're all feeling. We believe that we're all feeling, isn't as easily proven. But maybe it'll be the impetus for even some action against that price gouging too. Getting a little political here.
No.
Yeah, but it's very important.
There's no maybe. It's a definite. The truth of the matter is some of these corporations have to see that, infinite growth, or the growth that we've been seeing month over month, it's over. And so we're going to have to pivot and make some tough choices on how we're going to move forward now. And what we are absolutely seeing is exactly kind of what I was telling you about how, hey, we had it really good for a few years there when it comes to interest rates and free money and blah, 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 and so we can't be so upset and indignified with ourselves in life when there's a backslide. And it's the same with the corporations. McDonald's, for instance, they just saw a quarterly drop in revenue, and them being the big players in fast food, they started catering towards the people that they left behind when things were doing great and money was being printed. Everybody's seeing that prices have gone up on stuff that used to be very cheap. Yeah. So now they've got a $5 menu, and then what happened? Burger King came with a $5 menu. We know that Wendy's had the faux for faux forever. And so now we're catering towards the people who are price conscious because we have no choice, or we have to.
Hey, I exclaimed last night that if we're going to measure the economy by the $5 meal-o-meter,
yes,
somebody should be doing that. But I was on the couch. I don't even go to McDonald's on a regular basis, but I exclaimed, because you know what I saw, dude?
Tell me about it.
I saw chicken nuggets in the $5 value meal with 2 sandwiches and fries and a drink. What? Chicken nuggets by themselves, that's like $5.
Well, it was just one sandwich, but it was a double cheeseburger. Yes, sir.
No, dude, there was a chicken sandwich and a double cheeseburger, and there were nuggets and fries and a drink.
Well, because you can choose between the chicken sandwich.
Don't play with me.
I'm sorry.
Why would they put it all on the screen with $5?
Because they know people like you don't read the fine print. But I'm here, and I've been there. You can choose the double cheeseburger or the McChicken, small fry, small drink, and chicken nuggets, only $5. That's tough to beat.
False advertising. Still mad, McDonald's. But if you guys want to send me some coupons so I can also get an extra sandwich in that meal, I may come back. They're speaking to me.
Well, coupons are dead. Download the McDonald's app. You'll save money every time.
I'm just happy that I ordered on the screeny thing, while I was in there one time.
You just didn't like the person at the cash register.
Sometimes I give up. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
You know why?
That kid looks 13. I'm going to take my life in my own hands.
Do you know how to punch in Big Mac salad on the screen?
Shut up, dude. There's some hacks in there, isn't there?
I don't know that.
There's some hacks.
I don't know how to punch that in. I just don't, and that's what I get. I'm like, hey, deconstruct a Big Mac for me. I want a Big Mac, no buns, because there's 8 buns on the Big Mac, and I just want it in salad form. I want extra lettuce. And maybe some extra.
I thought you were going to say that you could, because there are some things in those that they don't put on the real menu that you can get. There's meals that are on the real menu.
Okay.
Next,
according to the $5 meal-o-meter,
yes,
interest rates. I actually saw an interest rate Monday that was 5.625%. That was a VA loan. So the interest rate.
No discount points?
There could have been some discount points on there.
This guy literally lost both legs.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because when I look at this mortgage measure that goes every single day, it says that the VA interest rate is 5.854% today. Okay. The FHA one today is 6.452, and that's the conforming conventional, and the 30-year FHA is 6.331. Wow. So those are higher, but VA was lower for whatever reason, So here we are. We're approaching 5. And if we get to 4, then McDonald's make a $4 meal, please. Thank you. All right, on to Full House.
Woo!
We're going to talk about some design trends, maybe some what I wanted to ask. Start off with was another question, and that is just what would you redesign at your house if you had $20,000 to spend, maybe even frivolously right now? You know, don't even say I'll fix my siding because we already talked about that.
Right.
Okay?
Now, so now we're going to talk about things that if you don't do, it's not going to hurt the house. Like I could spend the same amount of money painting my house as I could refinishing all the hardwood floors in the house. But only painting the house is going to stop my house from rotting from the inside out and having a dang colony of yellow jackets just burrow their way in there. And we've
been through that before.
We've been like, wow, why is the whole wall warm and moving?
It smells like honey in here.
But
honey.
But if we don't do that, we're going to have a problem. If we don't do those hardwood floors, they're going to look ugly, but they're still going to perform. Hardwood is awesome, so I'm not even going to add the hardwood floors because those need to be done too.
I have a prediction, guys. Chris is going to go with an analogy or a metaphor that is the sole of your feet. He went with the epidermis, and now he's talking about floors. He's going to go with the sole of your feet analogy. But really, what we're talking about right now is not that, dude.
That's right.
What we're talking about is the earrings or the belt buckle. Like, how are you going to spend this money for fun?
Okay. For me, I would say... So what I'm probably going to end up doing, because I don't have $20K to spend for fun.
Not talking about that.
No. I mean, in real life, what we'll do in the kitchen, which is the heart of the home, it's a great area where you can build some value in the home, right? We're probably going to paint the brown cabinets that we have now into something different.
Yeah.
But if I had 20 grand, I think we would reconfigure the kitchen a little bit. We'd find a way to move. So right now, anybody, let me tell you something, guys. Houses that were built in the late 70s and on, they started having these little office areas in the kitchen where there would be a phone and a place for a chair.
That's where you pay your bills, bro.
Where you pay your bills.
You file them right there.
Take messages, because that's also, remember the phone jack would always be right there. You could take messages. There'd be a calendar, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we need that anymore. I don't think anybody, I think there's a reason why those little areas within the kitchen are going bye-bye. And I'm thinking if I get rid of mine, I can put the refrigerator from one wall over to where that used to be.
Yeah.
And then that gives me an opportunity to move a wall or to open up a wall and be connected to the living area, because the way my kitchen is set up right now, when you are cooking, you have your back to everything that's going on in the dining room and the living room behind you. And, it's semi-open. Like, there's no doorway into the kitchen.
Sure, yeah.
But I feel like I could open that up more to where I can still be operating in the kitchen and not isolated from what's happening on the couch.
Yours is already kind of like a great room because you have a big living room. The dining area is right there. You've got that sunroom in the back, and then your kitchen's right there, too.
Yeah.
But even that, it's just what you're saying is like the line of sight. You're stuck in the corner, and you kind of want to be out in the open a little bit more so that everybody's together when you're doing your thing, right?
Yeah, maybe I could, even if I was able to move the fridge from where it is now onto the opposite wall where the little desk crap is, maybe I could move the range from the wall it is where it is looking at absolutely nothing and put it where the fridge used to be. So now when I'm cooking, I can still watch TV. I can still see the game, because here's what happens. We have a tradition at my house that's been going on for the last 20 years where I cook breakfast for lunch every Sunday. And sometimes that can encroach on NFL kickoff on Sundays, to where noon happens and I'm still wrestling bacon over in the kitchen.
You can't take your eye off of bacon.
I can't. You can. It can be catastrophic. I mean, it goes from perfect to burned in literally a minute and a half.
Many horror stories about that.
You know it. You can smell it when it's too late. So I would love to be able to do that and still watch all the hype leading up to the games. They've got 4 hours of coverage before noon even hits. I need to be seeing at least 2 hours.
I can just see you like there, like you've already taken all the bacon out of the pan and you're still just just like watching. There's nothing in the pan. And you're just like, yeah.
Yes, I want the ability to do that, Luke.
That would be a great. Send me a picture when that happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was good.
Okay.
Yeah. Very practical, dude. Your feet are on the ground, man. You are just, that was like a very standard belt buckle, if you ask me. That's probably one of these belts that just has the 2 loops. It doesn't even have a buckle on it.
That's right.
But still looks good because you got the, anyway.
All right. Come on.
I think what I would do at our house,
Blank check.
we did talk about one that we both like, which is like a dog shower. We might have to talk about that a whole different day. But mine is also related to shower. In our primary bathroom, we have a stand-up shower, and then we have the corner tub. Right, it's a bubble tub. We've lived there for 3 years. That bubble tub has been on about 3 times. And one of the times was a guest. We had a friend at our house that wanted to take a bath in the bubble tub, and we let him do that, But us, it's just not our thing. And I don't even get it. Like, it's not a hot tub. It's just a bubble tub. Like, what? It's got some jets in it. Like, what am I getting out of that? There are bath people in this world, and I like to get into water, but that one is not doing it for us. So, and I'll tell you what it is doing right now. It has 2 huge plants in it, 2 flower pots.
Oh, wow.
Because in the corner, it's kind of cool. It's got like glass blocks, which might not be in style. Don't even care about
They'll
that.
never make me hate you, glass blocks. They will never make me hate you.
Love you. There's the light coming in there. I mean, outside it looks cool when the lights are on. You see the whole corner of the house is lit up.
Yes.
And then the plants are just growing like gangbusters in there. I mean, we have a
You're not getting it. So you're not using the money to get rid of the glass wall, are we?
I'm not. No, that's staying, dude. I'm now brushing my teeth, and I have a plant that's like in my armpit right now. I'm getting tickled while this thing is like flourishing. And we like plants. And I'm thinking like, it would be really cool if the plant part stayed. But also our shower is a little small,
Okay, I'm listening.
And we don't need this tub, So it's kind of like, what if the corner just became a big shower? We might take my vanity and like move it over so we can put it all in the corner and like, move her No, it's her vanity so that my closet can get a little bit bigger because I made a compromise to get this house. You know what I mean?
Every man in the world made the closet compromise.
Dude, she gave it to me. When we were in the house, she goes, hey, if we can get this house, you can have the big closet. And I was like,
what were y'all drinking that day, bro?
Yes, I've always wanted this. In my old house, I had a whole bedroom that was like my closet. I couldn't take it. Would you take it?
What was she thinking? Was she going to use an entire room?
No, she was going to take the small closet. She was going to take it's not even small. It's like regular, And
no.
You can't take that.
No.
I would just be moving out of the closet in like a year. You know what I mean? And then my friends would come over and I'd say, yeah, well, I took the big closet. And everybody would look at me side-eyed. Like I would probably lose friends or close friends over that.
Yeah,
close friends would be like, whoa, he did her like that? How would he do me if we had to choose between closets? I couldn't do it.
Warm at night.
I for like 5 minutes, I was like, cool, okay. And then I thought about it as we were going through the house, and I was like, no, I'll take the small closet. That's fine. Anyway, move her vanity, make my closet bigger, get the bubble tub corner thing out of there, create a shower that has a bunch of light, and maybe we still have plants growing in that thing, man.
We gotta find that. That's our goal. Is to see an example of somebody that has got a terrarium mixed into their.
Why wouldn't you? Like if you're using stuff on your body that's going to kill the plants anyway, then why are you using that stuff? Yeah, maybe
No, I kind of like it, and it's already a room that gets plenty of moisture.
Yeah,
you've already got the light things handled.
Yeah.
Private light. I mean, because the glass blocks, they're private. You can't see his body parts.
You can't see me. Is that a Tupac song? You can't see me?
Yes.
Good job. I can't even do it.
That's fine. I thought you were going John Cena. Sorry.
So if we do that, and then somehow my shampoo and stuff like gets in the plants, do you think it could grow like a little shop of horrors? A live monster plant or something like that. We'll get back to you.
Only
guys.
if you pee in it every once in a while. But anyway, next.
All right. House party. This is supposed to be funny stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't we already do that? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's because we're always funny.
That's right. That's just everybody knows. But yeah. Thank you for telling us in the comments so often as you do. Do they? They do, right?
Yeah.
I'm checking. Yeah.
When you read them.
So what you got? You got anything? I mean, all I wrote down is mice in the air conditioner.
Ooh, I'm listening.
And it's not.
This is your house?
It's a bit tragic.
This
really.
is real?
It's my house. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The
No.
beginning of this story. Well, you got to start in the present, and then you flash back, and you tell what little happened with the eye. So, yeah, around Sunday, our Ecobee digital thermostat started saying there's a communication error with the air conditioner. And I was like, I'll go down and flip the breaker. Maybe there's something wrong. It's not that hot in here. It's 72.
Now, don't you have dual zone at your house?
We don't.
Nobody
can believe it. We don't know why we don't.
Their house is 8,000 square feet, and he's got one AC in it.
Not 8,000 square feet, and I think we have negative zones. I think we just have like 0.5 of a zone, But so
no,
yeah, man. So then it was 74, then it was 76. It was nice outside. Open the windows. Yeah, AC's not coming on, dude. I went out there. It's like making a little. I'm like, oh, this is like must be like capacitor because I don't know how air conditioners work, but that's always the problem.
Yeah, 90% of the time.
And so yeah, we just left the windows open. The next day, I called out my guy. They got there at like noon, and flashback. Are you ready? So we're just. I came out to start the spring, and I pulled off the grill cover, and I opened the grill, and I had lava rocks in the grill, and I had pieces of dog poop in the grill.
Whoa.
Mice house. Mice living in my grill, dude.
What's that have to do with dog poop? Are you
saying he brought it? I don't think we grilled it. I don't know who was grilling it. I'm the only one grilling.
Man, listen.
And that's how I knew that we got to throw away this grill.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you can't unknow what you seen in that grill. You see turds in the grill. You can't just.
I know we weren't gonna throw that away, babe, but we have to now.
I've seen something that I don't even want to go into your brain.
Grill was done. It's chrome on the outside, but inside, like the grills were just disintegrating. They're layering and disintegrating. Anyway, then I'm like moving, and it's like something moved in there, dude. Ran around. Found out it's 2 mice. There's 2 of them in there. So I finally get them out of there. They run that direction. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna go catch some mice.
Yeah. You live in a big field.
Guess what's in my AC? 2 dead mice. There's 2 of them. There's one of them in there. He's freaking roasted, dude. I don't know how long he's been dead, but he's on top of the compressor motor or something. The compressor. I don't know. The distributor board.
We're gonna go with that.
Yeah, and then there's another one, and he's right down there below that. He's not fried up. He's like this. He like sucked the blood of the other one and puffed up. His hair's all. He's dead. But he's all just normal and stuff, and it's all filled with, the bedding and furniture that they brought from my grill and put inside my air conditioner. And the dude fixed my air conditioner in like 1 minute. He took the mice out, cleaned it, fixed one wire. My AC's back up and running. It's running better than it has been.
So they chewed on a wire, essentially.
They chewed on yeah. Yeah,
and they do that. I don't know if anybody has ever known anybody that has had mice issues where they'll get into the motor housing of the car, start chewing on stuff up in there, making nests. Don't know what nutritional value that wire has.
Oh, I know somebody who's had that problem. Me, dude. I had a hybrid Highlander that was 3 years old. When we first moved into this house, I came out getting ready to go to work, not even winter time or anything like that. Car doesn't start. Like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, take it in, tow it in, and inside the motor's freaking mice, dude. Like, somehow the mice got in there and ate up some wires and made a house on my car. Yeah. Anyway, so mice like wires. Now, do I put a trap out there? I don't like traps.
So, no. There are other ways of deterring mice.
I don't like that either.
There are other ways. And I used to know because if you've ever had mice get into your car, brother, it's going to happen again. So you might that's another thing. That's
park inside. That's one thing. Park inside the garage if you can.
Yeah. Do you not?
I wasn't at the time because we had just moved in. So we still had a bunch of stuff in the garage.
Well, maybe you might be fine, but believe it or not, most time mice can get in your garage if they feel like it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they can get in your house if they feel like it. It's about making sure there ain't nothing that they can access that makes them want to come back.
Yeah.
All those things. But yes, I feel like there's something. It might be something as simple as dryer sheets or something stupid like that you find a spot inside the car. Yeah, they don't like the smell of that stuff, I think.
Oh,
but don't quote me. Look it up for yourself. There is a solution out there that's going to help his rat problem. So we don't have to
They're
call
so
him Master
cute,
Splinter.
man. Like when they
up here.
look at you from inside of a grill right next to a piece of dog food, it's like, oh, you're the cutest thing in this picture.
Yes.
And not the money that just got burned up because I have to buy a new grill and still haven't bought it. I just put the smoker in the spot now. I don't need a grill, dude. Who wants to grill anyway? Everybody. Well,
oh man, I like that. That was great.
Okay.
That was
kind of funny.
Yeah,
maybe?
well, because it had a happy ending. It didn't end up with you having to replace your entire air conditioner.
Oh, man.
It was literally just a wire. Rest in peace to the two rats. Or excuse me, two mice.
Mice, don't
Mice.
call them outside
I'm
their
not-
name.
yeah, you're
dude.
right. You're
They're a lot cuter. Rats are. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen a wild rat that was alive.
You know what? I'm not sure if I have either.
I've seen them dead. When I was like 5, my grandma had one on the back porch underneath her dryer or something, and I just remember her holding up the rat. I was like, "Whoa!"
Huge, and rat traps are scary.
Yeah.
They might as well be able to catch cats with those things. They are, they are gigantic because they
Shameless
have to be.
plug here. Like I might be able to make some money off of this. Children should read the book The Rats of Nim. Did you ever read that book?
No.
Oh, did you?
No, we had this conversation.
You guys would probably read this book now and be like, I love this, and then look for the sequel like I did, which is like the Rats of, I don't know, Nim City or something.
I gotta feel. Well, here's the thing. I know the place. I know the Nim. That means somehow I've seen something else in the.
Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, I think is what it's called.
Wow. Okay.
All right, I can't wait to make all the money off of endorsing that book. Wow. Okay, so now home stretch, man. Here we are. We're crossing home plate. Neil, what do you got? How do we hit this home run today?
Yeah.
All right. So Chris said house paint is an opportunity to express your personality, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, sometimes that's not the greatest idea. So when it comes to resale of a home, you put your agent hat back on. What color or colors have you experienced make a home more desirable?
Well, I mean, that's a good one. I would say you've got to know where you are. And that doesn't mean that everybody's in a HOA community where, there's only one acceptable paint color, but take a look around, right? What seems to be offensive to people is when houses have a general tenor going on and vibe, and then there's one that is obviously not in the family. See, whether you like it or not, when you're in a neighborhood, you're kind of in a family, right?
are. Yeah, that's
and,
right.
And we can put on different clothes, but there's similarities that make us a family. They stick. And if you do something that is so drastic that you don't even look like you belong in that family, unfortunately, it could have drastic, it could have a drastic consequence.
This is like the main reason that I like HOAs or that I like covenants and that kind of thing is, is house color. Honestly, like, you're asking like what makes your house more desirable. The only answer that I can give is like what makes your house less desirable. It's like,
Right?
like, and what you said was really profound, just fit in the neighborhood, like if you are in a neighborhood where all of the houses are purple or all of the houses are orange or all of the houses are very bright pastel colors, sure, dude.
Yeah.
Paint your house that color. But if you're not, please don't paint it purple or please don't paint it orange because maybe if you want to get under people's skin, that's great, but that's not helping the value. What you're doing is like messing with the value. Right?
Well, let's think about the term eyesore.
Yeah.
Right? That means that it is something that is not pleasing to the eye. Right? And so interior designers understand this. They know that when we have something before us, that it has to work in harmony. Doesn't mean that all the colors have to be the same, but they have to complement each other. And an eyesore is anything that is non-complementary to that palette of otherwise beautiful serenity that you could be taken in right now. So it's just that's my opinion on it. When it comes to trends, and I think we're probably going to be jumping on the trend wagon because I kind of like it. It's an older color palette from the farmhouse era.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The white with black trim.
That's when you couldn't even get neon purple paint.
That's
for your
right.
House. You
Yeah.
know?
And
Yeah.
painting your house white probably had more to do with science and heat retention or heat blocking than it did anything else. But the black trim and white paint the kids are eating that up right now. I'm
With
one
shutters,
of the kids.
they put some wood shutters out there.
Oh, yeah.
Just like natural wood.
We're
shutters.
doing that too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, going back to basics is that modern cottage stuff. You said trends. I heard trims. It's because I have a guilty conscience, and also like I thought, okay, maybe we'll talk about the trim around the windows or the shutter color or something like that. One time on a rental, I had a guy in there and he said, hey, can I paint the house for some money off or something like that? And I was like, yeah, sure, man. And so I picked some colors and I picked a blue for the shutters. It was purple. It was like, it wasn't even a good looking purple. It was like an ugly purple, ugly blue. It was the wrong color, And after he painted it, I was like, that's going to cost me more money to redo it. I left it. Every time I drove by my own house in somebody else's neighborhood, I felt bad about it. Yeah. I'm not just saying everybody else make your neighborhood look good for me. I'm saying that I would do the same thing because I'm part of that family and I just want to prop all of our values up and I want us to all feel warm and fuzzy when we're driving through our neighborhood and we're coming to our home. And then we all know that we're all in this together, building a harmonious neighborhood. You know what I mean? Seriously, dude, that's what we're doing.
Yes, right.
For myself. For
Yes,
myself.
yes.
That's right.
Well,
we did it again, guys.
Yeah.
We did the house stuff. We did, we hung, that's where we are. And I'm so happy to be here with you week after week, recording, finding insights that we didn't even know we had.
That's right. I mean, guys, it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. A guy like him who's been doing this for 4 decades, and a guy like myself that's been doing it for 4 years.
Started when I was a baby.
There's always something new to learn. There's always if you're staying still, you're going backwards because the game is always changing, and that's why we're here, so we can talk about it for you guys.
Even the history of it, even if you had 4 decades, decade number 1 is probably starkly different from decade number 4.
Yeah.
There are lessons, and we're looking to uncover them here on Hangin'
with the Homeboys.
Like, share, subscribe. We love you guys.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Peace.